Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reginald Johnson. I'm the president-elect of the Student Bar Association. We personally welcome you here today for the law commencement of the University of North Texas at Dallas College of Law. Before we begin this joyous occasion, we want to give the ceremony all the respect and reverence it deserves. So we ask that everyone please do us one huge favor. Take out your cell phones. Go ahead, take it out. It's okay. At this moment. And put it on silent. I know it's up. It's all right. Okay, and I'll put mine back up. Let me put mine on silent first. We also ask that you please refrain from talking or texting or doing anything that may cause any distractions during the ceremony. During the presentation of the Juris Doctor candidates, we encourage you to hold your applause until all students have been hooded, at which time you may express your gratitude and your pride through applauding and through cheering. The specific use of air horns or any other noise-making devices is expressly forbidden. We will follow the procedures set forth in the program. If anyone needs a program at this moment, please raise your hand and our ushers will be glad to assist you. We thank our ushers, representatives of the university, as well as the College of Law. We are extremely excited today to have so many family, friends, and special guests here to support and help us celebrate our future graduates. We want you to have a permanent record of this event, so we have a professional photographer on hand down front that will photograph the hooding of each candidate as they come forth. At this time, will you please rise if you are able and remain standing for the procession. Thank you to all graduates. Appreciate you. I now invite to the podium a local attorney and good friend of the UNT Dallas College of Law, Ms. Christina Melton Crane. I'm not Christina Melton Crane. Okay. So, we're going to proceed, and join me, please, in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing I get to say is please be seated. Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I can see our soon-to-be-moms quite well, and you look wonderful this evening. My name is Felicia Epps, and it is my honor to serve as dean of the UNT Dallas College of Law. Welcome to our 2019 commencement ceremony. This is our third law school hoodie ceremony, which also serves as a commencement for the graduating class of 2019. We've made it together, class of 2019, me through my first year as dean, and you through 3 or 4, or sometimes a little bit more of that in law school. The occasion marks the beginning of many professional achievements for members of our graduating class, starting with their transition to a critical part of their career. Next, of course, is what? The bar exam and bar prep. What? Yes, let's hear it for the bar exam. I'm delighted that each of you, family, friends, faculty, staff, and especially our students have joined us for this historic moment as we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of the students being here today. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge a few individuals, the first of whom is not here, but is a major supporter of UNT Dallas and specifically of the College of Law. That is Senator Royce West. He was scheduled to be on our program this evening. He had, in fact, attended our first 2 law school hooding ceremonies. And he was going to share with us a few words of encouragement and inspiration, but important business at the state capitol kept him away. I know that Senator West is with us here in spirit, and that he sends his congratulations to each of you. We are honored to have his wife with us this evening, Mrs. Carol West, who is joining us for the ceremony. On the stage this evening are some also very special people I would especially like to acknowledge. First of all, Vice Chancellor Dr. Rosemary Haggett, representing the UNT system. Regents A.K. Mago and Laura Wright, representing the UNT system Board of Regents. The President of UNT Dallas, President Bob Mong. Our Provost, Dr. Betty Stewart. Our Vice President of University Advancement, Dr. Monica Williams. And last but not least, someone who is very important and special to all of us, Dean Emeritus, the Honorable Judge Royal Ferguson. Thank you, each and every one, for joining us this evening. An integral part of any law school is the faculty, administration, and staff. We are very proud of those who serve our students every day. I would like to take a moment to recognize the members of the UNT Dallas College of Law administrative leadership team and staff. Will our associate deans, assistant deans, directors, assistant directors, and staff please rise and be recognized? In the process of their education, our candidates have had the benefit of learning from and interacting with our excellent faculty. I would now like to recognize my colleagues, the UNT Dallas College of Law faculty. They have been the teachers, mentors, and guides that you candidates have had along your journey. We're pleased and proud to share this moment with you as you move forward from being our students to our colleagues, our friends. Will the faculty please rise to be recognized by our candidates? I would like to recognize two members of our faculty specifically because they will be leaving us and they won't be here with us for graduation next year. They have other endeavors that they're going to be pursuing. We certainly are going to miss them, and that is Professor Everett Chambers and Professor Diane Howard. Would you please stand and be acknowledged? Starting a law school is a monumental endeavor with a large number of moving parts and hardworking people. This law school would not be possible without the next speakers that you're going to hear from. I would now like to welcome to the podium Vice Chancellor Rosemary Haggett, and followed by President Bob Mong for welcoming remarks. And once that is concluded, they will be followed by our outgoing SBA President and member of the 2019 graduating class, Mr. Preston Payne.
Thank you, Dean. Good evening. On behalf of Chancellor Lisa Roll and all of us in the UNT system, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2019 UNT Dallas College of Law commencement ceremony and to express our sincere congratulations to all of you. We could not be more proud of you for what each of you have accomplished. We have every expectation that you're ready to embark on an important and exciting career, not just for yourselves, but also for the greater interest of humanity. I'm also proud of the role that UNT Dallas has played in helping you achieve your goals. Our UNT system institutions exist to make your education possible, and graduation is a wonderful reminder of who we are, who we serve, and why. Please do not forget your alma mater. We wish you a lifetime of success in your career and your passions. Again, congratulations from the UNT system. Go do great things.
Thank you, Dr. Haggett, and congratulations. You are all pioneers. You've all worked incredibly hard and showed great individual determination. You've kept the faith in yourself, faith that you can serve the law as it should be practiced in this new, emerging, evolving America. I thought of all of you the other day when the great African-American jurist Damon Keith died. Judge Ferguson and I had spoken about him several times, and we had hoped to attract him here to talk to you. Paragons are important to all of us, and Judge Keith stood as a model of courage and originality. His work, his decisions stood the test of time. One of his mentors was the great Thurgood Marshall, who told Keith, "I want you to use the law as a means for social change." Before he died, Judge Keith told the Washington Post, "That is what I've tried to do my entire lifetime in the law." So we think of him tonight. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
It might not look like it, but I'm super nervous right now. Sweating more than LeBron James at the free throw line in the fourth quarter under this gown. It's not pretty at all. Let me get to the speech already. Good evening, graduates, family members, friends, professors, adjunct professors, teaching assistants, deans, assistant deans, presidents, chancellors, maintenance staff, IT specialists, Christians, Muslims, Jews, atheists, conservatives, progressives, independent superheroes, workaholics, alcoholics, wageaholics, classical music lovers, boot scooters, whatever you call that music that sounds like angry robot transformers arguing to the beat, and people that were fooled into thinking that this is a small Beyonce concert here tonight. I want to welcome all of you. Now today is Thursday, May 16th, but the 16th of May is not just another day. This is our graduation day. This is a time of reflection and introspection, a time to look back at memories with colleagues and professors, and a time to look forward to great things to come. During introspection, some questions you may ask yourself may not be that comfortable. Questions like, when did I become this monotonous leader guy? I'm almost certain that I used to be a lighthearted, semi-funny guy that could go into any room and start up a somewhat engaging conversation, but now law school has changed the way I think. I used to be a party animal, but by the end of my first 1L semester, my idea of a party was sitting in a hotel room drinking beer, talking about how it didn't make sense to call the contracts final an open book test when you didn't have time to open your book. I wish I could say I made that example up, but y'all can tell by the scale of what happened, and I can't take it back. I knew I couldn't take back my old self when a few weeks ago I was ordering a drink at the bar, and this glass that was fresh out of the dishwashing machine shattered in the bartender's hand as she was attempting to wipe off the water spots. My first thought was not of her well-being. The first things that I thought were, ooh, who's liable for that? Is she an independent contractor? Which restaurant partner actually has the deep pockets that would make it worth the lawsuit? All this while the bartender was bleeding in front of me. But the random guy next to me wasn't much better. He just wanted her to hurry up and wrap her hand up so he could get a drink to celebrate his engagement. And for some reason, I asked this complete stranger probing questions like, is your fiance signing the prenup? Have you considered getting married before the end of the fiscal year to take advantage of all the tax benefits? I saw his eyes glazing over, so I tried to talk about other fun things like whether he had a will or the power of attorney. The guy just turned around and walked to the other end of the bar. What have I become? It's gotten to the point where I'm not even ashamed to admit that, yes, I tell constitutional law jokes, and no, they're not funny. But I tell them anyway because I'm so proud that I can think of them. But I don't want to sound too negative though. There are several skills and lessons that we learned during our law school journey. For instance, now we can confidently make a coherent legal argument. Now we can read and type faster than we ever thought we would need to. And now, thanks to Texas Civil Procedure, we all know that a defendant's answer is due by when? 10 a.m. on the first Monday after the expiration of 20 days from the date of the defendant was served the process. Professor Taylor would be so proud. But if any of y'all missed that on the bar, she will find you. Seriously though, we stand on the shoulders of giants. But we cannot just be content. We have to keep pushing onward and upward. Unlike most other law schools, we don't have to graduate as debt slaves. We actually have the legitimate option of not having to sell ourselves to the highest bidder. We actually have the option of following our dreams and taking a stab at changing the world. Or at least the city. Look around you. One of us in the near future could be the attorney that's advocating in the next landmark case. One of us in the near future could be the judge presiding over the next landmark case. One of us could be the elected official that helps pass legislation that is argued in the next landmark case. But you have to crawl before you walk. And that's why the 16th of May is not just another day. I remember the first day of class like it was yesterday. I sat between Jamie Jernigan and Sherry Rios. Jamie was our class's best cheerleader, and Sherry made the best desserts. I loved my position. I remember Sunday study groups with Gerald Davis and Ian Shaw and Sonia Cordu. I wouldn't have made it through law school without you guys. We have this big guy in our class named Juan Garcia. I remember laughing at the idea of him having this really high-pitched, squeaky voice because I never heard him speak until our 2L year. He has a normal pitch speaking voice, if y'all are wondering. I remember Brianna Gomez breaking down all the elements to each tort on the whiteboard in the law library before the exam. I remember Chris Neal forgetting his name and his client's name in the first round of the in-class moot court competitions, and then going on to become one of our class's best advocates. There's so many memories like that. People stumbling and then experiencing triumph. So many memories. I remember a colleague falling asleep multiple times on the front row of class. You know who you are. People saying she would never make it through law school. As you heard, not only did she make it, but she ended up coordinating a 4-day event for the entire southern region of Bolsa for the annual conference. I remember a colleague so stressed out from studying for finals that I tried to get her to laugh by teasing her about how chapped her lips were. She pulled her chapstick out, accidentally dropped it, and burst into tears. I can only smile at the thought that that woman is probably going to go from wiping tears on my shirt as a baby law student to one of the most feared and respected prosecutors in the state. I remember a colleague crying in the library because his mother had just passed away. I told him that she was in a better place and the best thing he could do was keep pushing forward to honor her memory. He took the bar this past February and passed on his first attempt. We all know that his mom can see him now and is so happy and proud of how far her son has come. We all lost friends and loved ones. We've all had to deal with our own personal trials and tribulations, but most importantly, all of us here have overcome those trials and tribulations to make it to this day. That's why the 16th of May is not just another day. This is our graduation day. Most of you will never realize how much pride I take in being your colleague or how much love I have for each of you. Some more than others, of course. It's love nonetheless. So in closing, I would like to wrap this up with a line from one of my favorite poets. The poem was regarding how each of us have been blessed with the ability to be a light in this world, and how it only takes a small light to light up a room. The line goes something like this. Since each of us is a light, we should try to shine bright in both the daytime and at night. Because in good versus evil, evil only wins when the good guys don't fight. So fight the good fight, class of 2019. Congratulations and thank you for everything.
Wow. Well, thank you, Dr. Haggett and President Long, for those inspiring words. And thank you, Mr. Payne. I am so amazed. That was wonderful, wonderful. We spent the whole semester together, half of the semester in a course this spring, and he barely said anything. So that's really Law school does change your life because you do begin to analyze things in a different way. That's the point. But you always have to remember who you are at the core. Who are you and what are you here about? Keep that in mind as you move forward in your career. And it sounds like there's at least one question on the bar exam that every one of you is going to get right. Thank you, Professor Tamer. It is now my pleasure to kind of introduce the one who's going to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. I became dean on July 1st of 2018, and some have said that I replaced Royal Ferguson as dean, and I have to disagree with that because, as you know, candidates, he is impossible to replace. I only hope to carry on the work that he's begun. Others have said that I have big shoes to fill, and I would say that is absolutely correct. Judge Ferguson is a legend in the Texas legal community and especially loved at our College of Law by the faculty, staff, and students. When I learned that Judge Ferguson had a special relationship with our commencement speaker, I knew that Judge Ferguson should be the one to formally introduce him. So at this time, I am honored to present Judge Royal Ferguson, Dean Emeritus and founding Dean of the UNT Dallas College of Law.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here tonight. So our special guest on the podium, and especially to our graduates, I'd like to now introduce our speaker. 33 years ago, in 1986, I was practicing law in El Paso, Texas. My secretary had moved away, and my firm had hired a temp while I was looking for a replacement. But the temp turned out to be so stellar that I hired her instead. Becky Greena would work with me for the next 24 years, and she was truly outstanding in every way. After we worked together for a short time, I learned that she was a single mother with 2 small children, an older daughter and a younger son. Finances were tight for them. Law firms don't always pay the best salaries to staff, and I want you to promise me you will pay the best salaries to staff. But rain or shine, good days or bad, Becky always showed up early with a smile on her face to put in a full day's work. I was a busy lawyer with more work than I could keep up with, so I spent most weekends in the office. Soon enough, Becky was working weekends too. I knew that she needed childcare for her young son, who was about 6 years. So I suggested that she bring him to work, and I would bring my youngest daughter of the same age to work, and they could entertain themselves while we worked. The first time out, we put them in a conference room with coloring books and toys, and told them that under no circumstances could they leave that room, period. About an hour later, the building security guard walked in with the two children to explain that they were riding the elevators in the building and causing havoc. And that's how I met Adam Greenough, a 6-year-old whirling dervish of a little boy who's going to be our speaker today. I continued to see Adam on the weekends and watched as he became more disciplined and more trained. Becky was a strict mother. Then in 1994, I was appointed to the federal court bench and required to move to Midland. Becky had remarried, and she and her husband and Adam came to Midland too. She was now my judicial assistant. Quick story about that. One of my first law clerks who came to work for me was in the office one day, and Becky said, Michael, will you help me move these boxes? And Michael looked at her and said, I didn't go to law school to move boxes, move them yourself. Now, you don't go to law school to lose your humanity. Always remember that. Michael didn't last very long. So, Becky came with me. Her husband, who worked at Walgreens, came along. He could transfer, and so did Adam. Eventually, Adam entered Robert E. Lee High School in Midland. During his years there, Lee was a 3-year state champion in football. One of the traditions at the football games was to wave the Confederate flag after every score. Adam worried about the message because of the impact on African American students who rightfully saw the flag as a symbol of oppression. So, as the editor of the school newspaper, he wrote an editorial condemning the practice and calling for it to end. The principal censored the editorial, thought it would be too controversial. The local paper found out, and soon newspapers across the nation were calling Adam a hero, standing up for the First Amendment and demanding that the editorial be published. He even got a shout out from the Wall Street Journal. By this time, I knew that Adam was going to do big things. He was already extolling the First Amendment to the Constitution. What could be bigger than that? After high school graduation, Adam went to Incarnate Word in San Antonio, where he excelled once more. Then he went to work for Mayor Julian Castro of San Antonio, helping him do great things for the Alamo City. Adam is an honored graduate of our remarkable school. He is putting us on the map, just as those of you graduating tonight will put us on the map. His first job after law school was clerking for a great federal judge, United States District Judge Jim Brady in Baton Rouge. Adam is now a lawyer with the Stanton Law Firm here in Dallas, and that's a story unto itself. James Stanton, who heads the firm and who hired Adam,